So what is it about Russ? We talking about we liked him as a person prior to the music. What was it about him as a person, or what he preached in his interviews that made you like a fan of him as a person, like we said?
Personally, I like that. He's self-sufficient.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey. Oh my God.
Fellas, how we doing today on this lovely Sunday? Don't feel like a Sunday, but it's a Sunday.
Feeling pretty fucking great, bro.
Very great. How about you?
Had a good weekend, man. A good little reset.
Hell yeah!
Nice break from Buffalo.
It was great.
Yeah, we seen them boots on the gram. I was like, oh shit, is hard, my nigga.
Dockies do us, bro.
Y'all boys is in Toronto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that shit looking?
Thursday I went to the Roddy concert. I'm definitely glad that I went, and I was hella close too. I was like 6 rows back, but it was standing room, so really like 10 steps back.
Word.
So yeah, I got a good view, and I'm tall as hell, so I can see all the people until they like put their phones up.
Facts.
So yeah, he said he was sick because this is the first tour stop to where they like hit any snow or any bad weather.
Oh yeah.
So you could kind of tell that he was under the weather, but he definitely put on a good show. He performed some tracks that I was looking forward to. He performed Rich Fabric, which I didn't think he was going to do because that was a Lucy. Yeah, man, for a short dude, he got great stage presence, I'll say that.
That's dope.
And especially for like a smaller dude who's not like a dancer or like a Uzi type who got a lot of moves, he definitely got good stage presence, so I'll give him that.
I've been saying he'd be performing with like a piano and shit. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, he did piano for Perfect Time.
Oh, that's fire.
Peanut butter seasoning, perfect time. Yeah.
He's setting the bar for these new niggas, man. Yeah, that's what's good. What y'all boys end up doing?
Bro. Well, that night?
Yeah, with the whole trip. Shit.
I mean, yeah, the whole trip, it was just a vibe.
Yeah, it was a vibe.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was
very cold, but it was cool.
I heard y'all went to the strip club, man.
First time.
Strippy. We gotta ask Dave. This first time.
I was about to say, like, you can't give us the short answer to the first time you going to the strip club.
First time. He went 2 nights too. I tapped out on Saturday. I couldn't go.
Well, you gotta hit the back-to-back in Toronto.
I had to. I got dimed. Literally died. He died.
Early.
Yeah. KO.
Back to Dave and the strippy though for the first time. We're not gonna get off that.
Facts. It was definitely everything that y'all had. It seemed like it was. You get in, it's crazy. Like you see everything that you see on the movies and like shows or whatever, but if you've never been and then you actually see that in person, it's like, oh shit,
you can definitely see how. I think the first time when me, Dion, and Javon had when we was all like, I can see how motherfuckers be writing songs about strippers.
Yeah.
Is it one of them joints where you could throw money, or is it only like dances and shit?
It's both.
It's both.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because not all Toronto clubs or Canada clubs in general, they don't be having all the throwing money and shit like that. No.
Yeah, nah. Nah, it was cool though. It was whatever. You know.
A lot of friendly people in the environment.
Yeah.
What else do we do? Apartment 200.
Apartment 200 was
definitely the best club as far as music wise that I've ever been to.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like they were playing. The DJ was playing stuff that we like listen to like in our headphones.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
So he had Pop Smoke, Cardi, Burna Boy, Drake, obviously. What else was he playing?
Mad classic, like 2000s throwbacks and
he played that on Saturday night when I was there early.
Yeah.
Cause Thursday, me and Dion had went like 12, so 12 until close. Cause Dave stayed in that night. Then the next night Dave went kind of early, and then I ended up dying and staying in that night. And then Saturday we tried to go back, but it wasn't working. So
it was a whole thing.
Went back to the old reliable, the strippy.
Old and faithful.
So yeah, how was your experience in Toronto?
It was good, man. Every time I'm in there, I have fun, so I make the most of it. It's always good vibes when I'm up there. It's like second home, you know. We had obstacles overcame over there. It was lit, man. Yeah, it was lit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm gonna drop out, so next time I can go with y'all boys.
So what y'all boys been listening to this weekend?
You gonna say pop and I say the smoke.
That Pop Smoke.
You been listening to this Pop Smoke?
Nah, Brent for sure. But Pop Smoke as well.
Yeah, that Brent.
Those was like the 2 albums I was playing the most in Toronto.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mainly Brent for me.
Yeah. I think I was listening to. I listened to both. I think I say I listened to Pop Smoke's first, and then I heard Brent's, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm late." I'm late to. Did y'all know?
Oh yeah, NC is officially a Brent Faiyaz fan.
Yeah, I definitely.
As y'all remember,
Oh yeah, what episode?
previous
was that?
time, I forgot what up.
I don't know, but I'm definitely on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
I think it might have been in the top 10 R&B albums episode.
I think it might have been for sure.
I was.
I want to ask this. What were some of your critiques from him before you listened to this?
Before it was like it wasn't. His like lyrics wasn't compelling to me. Like he didn't have any stand-up bars. I felt like I'm like, yo, I'm gonna remember that. Like it wasn't. He didn't. I felt like he didn't speak to me. Like I could understand. Like I could see his audience. Like I could see like some people here will rock with this, but it was like as much as I like his voice, it wasn't. He wasn't like pulling me in. But this shit.
Change on this one.
But this shit, he had like he would say some bars, and I'm like, oh, some one-liners. I'm like, okay, you got me for the next 2-3 minutes. But it's like, and his songs are so short, so it's like, okay, I'm rocking. Like each song got at least one like hard bar. I'm like, okay, I'm fucking with this shit. So I'm like, I remember I was at like I played it one time, and I'm like, next thing in my head, I'm like, I'm just trying to get my paper right. I'm like,
That's Been Away, right?
Yeah. I was like, yo, I gotta play this shit back. I'm like. And I was listening to that shit hard. Like
Been Away might be one of my favorites. So Price, what's your thoughts on that?
Been Away. I like the second track as well.
Clouded.
I like the title track.
Fuck the World.
The whole thing,
especially in the flow of the album, because Fuck the World was a single, Rehab in Paris was a single, but then having Fuck the World right after Been Away, that shit flowed great. That made me like Fuck the World even that much more, that song by itself.
For sure.
So
that and Rehab.
Yeah.
Rehab too. Rehab I rock with OD too. But Been Away, Lost Kids, man, that's
Lost Kids.
Lost Kids, that shit's hard.
He was in his rap battle one
for real.
That one and Clouded.
Yeah. Those two, and then third I would have to say, oh my gosh, Let Me Know. Whew. He went off on that. I feel like that was very like, you know, coming back home R&B type thing. Like he just back in his just showing love type bag, you know, like
yeah, I like
Let
Me Know too.
Yeah.
But Let Me Know, I liked it because he was kind of talking from like, especially being like a black man or like the black race. Like if you can love yourself, then you like kind of have to love the rest of your people. But if you feel a type of way about yourself or you don't love yourself, then that energy is gonna project like throughout the world, whoever you come in contact with.
100%.
So like people say things like say black men don't like black girls. It's kind of looked at thing like it's more so of a self-hate and inside thing than them actually not liking black girls.
For sure.
Yeah.
So that kind of made sense to me and Let Me Know.
Yep.
How'd
you feel about it?
I loved it, man.
Yeah.
You know, y'all both know what my gripe was before we even listened to it. The track list, 10 songs, 26 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
two of them, and then Fuck the World and Rehab in Paris, both singles. So I'm like, damn, he giving us 8 tracks. It's an outro, really, so 7 tracks, like 20 minutes. I'm like, bro, we done got EPs from you already. I was expecting something like a Sonder Sun Lane. And then some features on there. So maybe, I see that he had Kehlani in the Rehab in Paris video, so maybe he got a Kehlani feature. I wasn't expecting it to be a feature-heavy project, but maybe like 2 or 3. But
within the Sonder Sun lane.
Yeah.
This way it would be like.
Yeah, like he could have interludes and all that shit, but I'm just saying as far as how many tracks.
Right. I feel you on that. Like I can see where like you would have wanted that.
Yeah, because I feel like it's about time. Like he's getting his recognition. It's like, all right, my guy, show the connection you got. Break out some of them heavy hitting features or features that we would want to hear, like pairing with the brand.
Right.
Yeah. He probably waiting for that bag.
I don't think he's gonna, cause he's independent. Lost Kids to LLC, that's his shit.
Yeah.
The interviews I've watched are, what's them shits called?
Podcast?
No, not podcasts. The journals, on like Vice. It's an interview, but it's not like recorded. What is that shit called?
Like a mini doc type shit?
Nah, I can't think of it. The written interview, put it like that, in the magazine and shit.
Oh,
and a lot of those he would say like early on when it was him and his group Saunderson, whatever the group name is, they had got like a record deal offer that was like 200,000 events. They'd been keeping like 18% of publishing or something like that. And off rip, he was like, nah, we not doing that. And since then, he's like, he has no reason to sign to a record label. He doesn't want to at all. Cause it's like, he said when he's touring, like you can tour on your own, you can stop where you want. They basically make their tour off the analytics from like the streaming service.
Yeah, you can.
So the countries that rock with them the most, or the cities, states, whatever, they make sure they stop there. You pretty much make your own itinerary. You schedule everything on your own, and you can like move freely how you want. That's also why he's been able to release projects whenever he wants. Like he has no set timeline. It's not like an every year type thing. He doesn't have to give us a certain amount of tracks. It's just Brent basically doing what he wants. You can like hear that through the music, the freedom that he has,
right?
And just how comfortable he is, because he doesn't have a record label over his back saying he has to do this, this, and this.
Yeah, that's definitely the best way to do it. I know like that independent bag he getting right now is pretty. If he may not want a record, he shouldn't get a record deal.
He's about to go on tour right now, so
yeah.
You know, like right now he's at his peak right now, especially right after.
It's number one album right now.
Yeah, he was number one trending on Twitter too.
Oh, that's fire!
Right when like it dropped. That's
his brand. That's
you got fans, people are noticing you type thing like globally. So yeah, he's about to take off.
Dope.
I love it.
Yeah, that's fire. Congrats.
Love to see it. I'm a big Brent fan, so I love to see it personally.
And then just, that's my Virgo brother, so
yeah.
we just related on music on a whole other level, man. And then he said, and I forgot in one of the tracks, he was saying like,
it was at the end of Fuck the World, he was saying within this, I don't know if it was an interview, I have no idea, but he was saying how like, if you understand what he's saying throughout his music, like the certain content that he's talking about, if you're not actually living within it, you most likely won't understand it. You know what I mean? And he's like, that's just what it is.
I think it was on Clouded, he was saying that he kind of makes music, or like the way he goes about things is from like an extroverted introvert. So like somebody who has all this fame, and he's like around shit all the time, but he's really like, I'm not with this shit. I just want to do my music, get fly, and like he's not really a people person, but he's putting all these rooms and positions where he like gotta talk to people and socialize and shit. And I relate to that on a whole nother level, because everybody knows like for the most part I'm an introvert unless I'm around my friends and shit.
Right. Yeah, I definitely feel on that shit.
Just like the Virgo way, the extroverted introvert, like just on and then been away. I don't mean to cut you off, but been away. Just trying to get my paper straight, bro. That's why I've been away. Like, how many times you gotta explain that to girls and they just don't understand that shit.
Facts.
Do he got a lot of interviews, video, on YouTube or something?
He has a couple, but they more. I know he has this one joint that's like an underground DMV media circuit. He has a Vivo one. I think he got like a couple, but they're all older joints.
Yeah, I'm still gonna check it out, because it's like that's what really pulls me, like when it comes to new artists and I'm debating whether I'm gonna really like rock with them. It's like if they doing an interview and like I fuck with what you're trying to like present, and like I fuck with how you think, so I'm gonna rock with you.
Yeah. That's why I started rocking them more too.
Yeah.
Interviews.
Yeah, that's how I got on that's how I started listening to Earl Sweatshirt. Like I heard a couple of his interviews and I'm like, I see what you mean. I listen to the music, I'm like, oh, like that's really you. Like you're not just like putting on the front. Like I got on the Earl Sweatshirt like that. I got on the Action Bronson like that. Like
big man.
You got to be able to articulate yourself as an artist to really rock. I started listening to Russ like that. Like I was like, oh, he spins Russ. I'm like, well,
yeah, me too. Yeah, because I had no intentions on really listening to him.
Yeah,
just what he preached. I'm like, I can understand how people hate him, but I'm on the side of the fence where because he's like this, I love him. So I'm gonna give his music a look.
Word. Yeah, anybody willing to like to speak and express themselves, like I think that's one thing like rappers get a bad rap for, like they get they say they're terrible interviewers, their interviews are trash, and it's like nah, you're like yo, like I understand that person because it's like yeah, you came from there, you can't necessarily express yourself all the time, but it's like you gotta realize where you at and just know that the world is bigger than where you came from, and the whole world need to know who you is because your music is what they fucking with.
Right.
So, like, be able to like express yourself. You in front of that camera, you on that stage, and you feel that free. Give that same energy in your interviews, and like you'll get new fans. Like people who never heard you will go and listen to your music because they heard a snippet. Who knows, they go viral and shit like that. Like that's what really takes people to that next level.
Yeah, and even going back to Brent, like even in the interviews, you can tell that like he's a person that'll talk like if you want to talk about some deep shit, but he's not into the the normal interviewer questions. How'd you get into music? What's life like after fame? Like shit like that. But like the interviewers that were really asking him some intriguing questions to where like you really gotta think. You could tell that he was like sitting, processing what they say and like giving them a valid answer on some like deep shit.
Dope.
So, final thoughts on that. Oh yeah, last question. How do y'all think the album title tied into the album, like the track listing?
Fit perfectly.
Yeah.
How so?
Even from the cover, just the whole vibe that the cover gives you, and then when you listen to it, it matches that same aesthetic and what he was just talking about, as far as just like you were saying, him being him in a world where he has to like be something else.
Yeah.
He's just like, you know what I mean, fuck all that. Like I'm not doing that. So fuck the world. So I fuck with that. So and it felt like that throughout the whole album.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Yeah, as I learn more about him, it's like I start to understand him more. It makes me really like rock with how you're doing things. And it's like fuck the world. It's like to me, I hear fuck the industry, and it's like I'm gonna do things how I want. I'm not gonna sign. I'm gonna make the music I like. If you like it, cool. Like
Yeah,
if you don't, I'm not compromising.
It's like a double entendre. The title could be like "Fuck the world, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna make it regardless of what's going on," or like "Fuck the world, I'm done with this shit. I don't want to be here no more."
For sure. And on top of it, like I liked how he had the "Fuck the World" interlude, like right in the middle, and it was like it. You know, most people like they'll have like maybe like the first track, the intro, they'll really try to like drive home like what they're trying to do and stuff. Like I like he threw it right in the middle, like. Okay, like you listen to this, oh, you in a vibe, boom. Let me tell you why this is like this.
Yeah, I like that too.
And then go right back into the vibe.
When we look at the track list, I was saying like, damn, how come you wouldn't just put "Fuck the World" as the first joint?
Yeah,
I listened to it, I'm like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna question Brent no more, man.
Yeah. I appreciate that artistry.
I mean, I am just as a fan of music, but you know what I mean. Dave, what's your final thoughts?
Man, all in all, it was just a beautiful piece of work. Just so enjoyable to listen to. Like I can listen to that. It's timeless to me, type of thing.
Yeah, it's timeless after the first weekend.
Yeah, to me. I don't know. I know. I just I've listened to music for years, and I know and I hear good music personally. So yeah, to me it's timeless. And he's going places for sure. And I can't wait to see his career continue to like take off for what it's about to do. For sure. That's how I feel.
So we all. I mean, obviously, I love the album. Love the album. My Virgo brother on the Virgo wave. Yes, you could just keep like I played it probably like over the course of the weekend. So when I listened to it Friday morning, probably like 6. I'm gonna say 6 times I played it. Whether it was on shuffle or just straight through regular sequence. But yeah, I definitely rock with it. I would say my favorite tracks are "Been Away," "Clouded," and "Lost Kids Get Money," definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing who he's gonna collab with this year. I think this year he'll definitely do a lot more features. Last year I only heard him on a couple features. He was on Juice WRLD's album, The Interlude, and he was on Ferg's album. The song called "Dreams" and "Fairy Tale," something like that. So I expect him to do a lot more features. I think he'll be in the public eye a little more. And hopefully, I don't want him to get used to the fame because then No, I don't see him as a person that'll change anyway. So yeah, just hopefully he'll get used to the fame, be more comfortable with being out there, so that more people can know about his music and learn about the type of person he is. He's really like a gift to the R&B scene right now. Like,
and evolve
he's a gem.
within that, like
definitely.
within that like type of scene. I feel you, 100%.
So we touched on, who do we talk about? We talked about Russ.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped something a couple of weeks ago, Shake the Snow Globe. What are y'all thoughts on him? Thoughts on that album if you listen to it?
I listened to it. I fucked with that joint heavy. It's like I didn't listen to Russ his prior stuff. Like I heard the singles and it's like it's not really for me. But like this album, I started to understand like he was able to spit bars that I could catch where it was like, okay, I really see how you're doing it, and I see like it definitely like resonated with me.
How many? This your first project you listened to of him?
Full through, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I just didn't like I tried to listen to him, or like I maybe listened to him once and then just never came back to him. But this is the first one I'm like, okay, I listened to it and I'm coming back to it. Like, okay, I'm like, this joint, like he really getting his bars off on this joint. Like the Benny joint was hard. The Guess What?
Joint with Ross.
Yeah, the joint with Ross. That joint is hard. I Got a Lot More Winning. That joint hard. Like he has multiple songs where it's like, okay, you getting these bars on. Cause I used to really like when he was like really popping, like selling mad tickets. I'm like, how is he even doing this? Like people who's like buying this? Like who's rocking it? And like this album made it like clear like how he structures his. I'm weird. I'm a like music nerd like this. So like when he's structuring his songs, like he has like poppy poppy hooks.
Yeah.
Like white girls gonna sing these hooks, da da da. But then his verses, he be having bars.
Yeah, so like his hooks are like for the mainstream people to gravitate towards too, and then the verses are for like his cult fan base and the hip hop.
And I was like, yo, that's smart as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's smart as hell, and I'm just like, okay, like I'm rocking with it. Like I'm definitely a fan. I'm like people like that. Like I'm a fan of the person like more than the music. Like I want to see him win. Period. Like
because I listened to There's Really a Wolf was my first one. I think that was 16 or 17 it came out. Might have been 17. So I listened to that. I had a couple joints on there. I was alright. Then I listened to Zoo. I think came out the following year. That joint got a couple more plays from me. And then this one, like you said, is the one that I've been going back to since it came out. Even more, just in the past week. Was it been a week and a half, week or two?
Yeah.
Just in that little bit of time span, I went back to it a lot more times than his other two that I listened to. So I definitely agree on that point. So yeah, obviously he got the joint with Benny on here, which I knew I was gonna check out this project once he said he had Benny on there.
Yeah.
Regardless if I rock with him or not, I was definitely gonna listen to that song.
Cause you know he gonna pull Benny like in a different element. Like he gonna bring him in his world. Like Benny gonna have to rap about some shit.
It was still in Benny's world as well too. I feel like Benny can just fit in any style of song just because how great of a storyteller he is. Like he can have a story to tell. Yeah, he can paint that vivid picture and have a story to tell no matter the type of song it is, whether it's some poppy shit or some boom bap or the grimy Griselda shit. Like he can paint the picture and tell a story well enough to fit that song. Especially if it's just for 16 bars, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
God love MC, he can do that. So what are y'all thoughts on it?
I was gonna say they pretty much hit all the points that like already. So I'm verbatim on these two for sure.
I know for me, I was like Nelson. Like I didn't really listen to him at first. I didn't listen to There's a Wolf album or the Zoo album, but when I started seeing interviews of him talking, it was verbatim of what I'm going through in life now. Like as far as him putting out songs on SoundCloud as much as he was in attempts to just, you know what I mean, get. So, and from that aspect, I respected him because I was like, wow, that's something that I'm currently living in. And so then I just started following him and what he was talking about, and he's always been like just someone I strike as a dude that I would relate a lot with. So then when I listened to this, I was like pleasantly surprised. It was wavy, like no complaints really. Like, I like the same tracks you was talking about, the one with Benny. I like Guess What. I like You said it's more. What is it titled? That
I think it's a lot more winning.
a lot more winning. That was wavy. I loved his beats. His beats was crazy.
Yes. That's wow.
Yeah. And when I found out he makes his beats too.
Yeah.
That's wavy
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
We're gonna touch on that right after this about just Russ as a whole, his grind and shit.
Yeah, man. Like
Yeah.
he like you said now, like it took me like respecting him as a person before going to his music and listening to it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I kind of like it better that way. Because then you already go into the music kind of knowing what type of person he is or type of artist you think they're going to be. I mean, they could fool you and then don't know art. I mean, in his art, he's talking about something completely different. But if it's something that you rocked with, like from his personality, from his interview shit, he was saying, if he's then like reiterating that in his art and on his music, then you definitely gonna rock with it already.
Yeah, it's like, cause it's like instead of being necessarily invested in the music, you're invested in like in this person. And it's like with music, it can be a good album or it can be a bad album. If it's a good album, yeah, I'm gonna rock with it. As soon as the album bad, oh, I'm not fucking with you no more. And like that's what we see with these viral sensations and stuff. Like, yeah, you got a good song, they're waiting for the next song because they don't know you.
Right.
You just made a move for a second. If the next song is trash, then you got 0 fans. Like, nah, like Russ got it the slow way. He slowly continued to like cater to his fan base. Yeah. Slow grind. He was talking about it in the interview. It was like it was never no big jump. It was a couple hundred here, a couple hundred here. It would keep building. And that's how you get that sustainability. That's how you're able to like really be an artist and like make a living off of creating this art. And it's not necessarily that they're not necessarily in love with the art. They're in love with you and the process of how you describe this world and stuff like that. Like I feel like that's what really fans are about and like really having a real like fan base.
Especially the ride or die fans, the cold fan bases like we talk about all the time.
Them the people who gonna like pay your mortgage, like who are invested in you, not necessarily in music. They want you to succeed any way possible.
Yeah, they believe in you, no matter what you do. You're making a book, selling merch, music, because it's their #1 job. So what is it about Russ? We talking about we liked him as a person prior to music. What was it about him as a person, or what he preached in his interviews that made you like a fan of him as a person, like we said?
Personally, I like that he's self-sufficient, and as far as he mixes, masters, makes all the production for his own shit, writes his own stuff. Like he's self-sufficient. Like he doesn't need anybody else in order to make this process go. And like that's like any company, anybody should seek to do that. Like you don't have to rely on anybody in order to get something done. Yeah. And like that's something that's real admirable. And I rock with his I'll say like mental fortitude, where it's to a point where I'm sure he had offers on the table, and it's like yeah, it sounds good, and it's like, but he could compromise his sound easy and make a pop song and do all this extra shit, but he said he was turning down like $300,000 verses and shit like that, and like turning down big bags in order to preserve his integrity and shit like that. Like shit like that is like, well, man, okay, like I rock with you. It's not.
That's something I feel like Brent does too, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
I feel like especially because he's in LA often. Like that's kind of where he's based as of now. He definitely is getting a lot of feature requests and people wanting to work on him.
All the great artists.
I'll tell you something after the podcast. He definitely is for sure.
Word. For sure. Oh, yo, back to Brent. One last thing. I wonder where he recorded this project, because I believe he said for Saunderson it was in his transition moving to LA, so he recorded a lot of that in LA, but you can kind of tell it has those LA vibes from songs like LA, First World Problems, Missing Out, all those. And then his next project, Lost EP, he said they went somewhere, some island or some shit, and they recorded that. They like all his own instrumental people, his engineer, him, management, they all was just on that island. I don't want to say the wrong one, so I'm not, but it was an island base. They recorded that whole thing there for like a week or two. And then so he said that's what he wants to do for all his projects. He wants to just go to secluded area, some wavy place, and then just record, bring all the people he need there on like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy type of stuff. So I forgot to say that. I wanted to say that. So I wondered that. I'm gonna find that out. So back to what you were saying.
Oh yeah, it's just like a lot of things like to preserve like integrity, like Russ records, like we talking like Russ records in his basement. He doesn't necessarily want those outside influences to hinder his creative process, so he can maintain that like originality, that authenticity. So it's like great artists. I feel like a lot of great artists have that in common. It's like they want to either preserve their stuff, so they don't want it to be too tainted by all the influences of everything else and shit like that. So that's one of the things that I look and I appreciate from.
Yeah, definitely the self-sufficiency. I would have said that too, Dion.
For me, it was just like when you watch his interviews, when you see him tweet, he strikes me as a person that's like, he's made it, he has all this money, all this type of stuff, but he still wants to look out for the up-and-coming person. So he's dropping gems on how he did certain things to get to where he's at. And like sometimes he may do them in like, you know, a Russ way, or how he says it, and people may not like it because they think he's like cocky or whatever, but at the end of the day, he's dropping gems. And any artist to me that does that, like that has everything they want, but still want to see, you know what I mean, other people do good and give out their tips, I rock with that.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
He literally wants to see like everybody do their best, and
because he's always tweeting motivational shit like that.
Right. Yeah, he's not about withholding information. He's like,
Yeah.
he's all for the creatives and what is it, capitalism? Is that the right term?
No.
Alright, so I'm gonna cancel it out. He's all for the creatives in terms of like, yo, it's us against these major labels, it's us against the establishment. So the more we know and the more we can stick together on our own and be self-sufficient and create on our own, the less we need them. Then eventually they're gonna need us. Then we gonna be the ones that's getting the bag and making the power moves.
Yeah.
facts.
That's a super fact.
And
Like,
and then him like you said, being self-sufficient. I think he put out 11 projects on his own on like streaming platforms through TuneCore and SoundCloud and shit. He was dropping one song a week, like Dion said, for the longest. And then when he finally did a partnership with Columbia, he didn't sign a deal, he did a partnership. He was able to keep all of his publishing and all his masters 100% from his previous music. So he's still making money off that solely. He getting all that money as of right now, and then I'm sure the rest of these projects that he's put out, they obviously Columbia gets something, but I'm pretty sure he got a great deal if it's a partnership, like he said, to where he's still owning the majority of his stuff.
What up, dog?
For sure.
Yeah, that's one thing I say too. Like dropping gems is definitely key for me to with any artist. Like people like R.I.P. Nipsey. Like he dropped gems. Anytime he stood in front of a mic, he was dropping gems. Like even like I like people who put it in their music too. Like people like Pac, Cole, Kendrick. What's her name? Meek.
Earl Sweatshirt.
I was thinking like Freddie Gibbs, because like Freddie Gibbs was my #1 album of last year. Yeah. And like if you really listen, like he spent it. He dropping some gems in there.
Yeah.
Like if you're paying attention, and it's like it's stuff like that where it's like, okay, give me some layers. You got layers to you. Like I definitely appreciate that. I ain't a surface nigga, so I need that.
Right.
I need that from my artist.
Yeah. That.
Yo, I'm sorry to go back to Brent again, but what was the opening line of the album? It was like, what makes the world go round? What do you think makes the world go round, or something like that? It's such a simple question, but it's like so many meanings. Like me and Dion just randomly, like once a day or wherever we talk, we be like, yo, bro, this life shit is really crazy. Like really trying to figure this out, because like yo, think you have it figured out. And then, like, situation to happen where you're experiencing something to where, like, damn, I really don't know anything. This is a whole nother layer. Now I gotta think about my life, and I gotta plan for, and
it can change overnight.
Yeah, bro.
I say like,
just that opening line right there? It was like, if you listen to that album and you just think that line is something skimp or to gloss over, then this is not really for you.
Yeah. It's like the simple complexities of shit like that. Like.
Yeah.
Well, he had an interview with Big Boy. Russ had an interview with Big Boy, and it was he had his mom in the room, and he's talking about his mom.
I just watched that before y'all got here.
Yeah, he was talking about like his mom. His mom was a psych, and he bring all his girls to like get a little insight type shit from her. And he's like, she's never wrong. And it's like having good people in your corner who can like help you and like really like guide you, have your best interest. That shit is that shit like that is priceless. Like I know I like to keep it like a shorty who's psychic type shit around me. I know a couple of the speed though. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm feeling the way. What's going on? Like, how you feeling? Blah, 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 blah. And we chop it up. Next thing you know, we on the phone for an hour. It helped me get better understanding of myself and just where stuff at right now. Like, I always recommend it. Yeah, keep somebody like that in your corner.
And even back to me bringing up his label situation, because us being No Label the podcast, we don't want it to be a case people think we're like totally against the labels. Don't sign to a label no matter what, even if you're gonna own 100% of your stuff and they give you $100 million, still don't sign to a label. That's not what we're saying. But Russ did it the right way, to where he had the leverage. He did everything on his own, or all that he could up until that point to where he needed them. And even when he got the partnership, he still had to keep everything he had before, which a lot of people don't get to do, which makes no sense to me, because if I was doing this before y'all got here, why wouldn't I still get 100% of this if you had nothing to do with it previously?
Right.
Exactly.
So he was still able to keep all that, and then going forward, he still owns a lot of his stuff that he's gonna be pointing out with Columbia.
Yeah, and it's just about using the labels as a tool. It's not getting signed to a label is never the end goal. It should never be the end goal. It's like using it as a tool. Like, they have resources for you to further what you're actually doing. They don't have the solution. They're not the end all. Like, it's like money. It's like money isn't the end all be all. You can have $1 million in a room with you, but if you're not spending it right, it's worthless.
Yeah, you gonna
It's
go
not.
fast.
Yeah, it's gonna go fast. And you're gonna be in the same spot you was in the before you got it. And it's just like that's the mindset that people get messed up when they sign to these labels. They think, oh yeah, we on now, and like, but I can just sit back because now we got them to do the work. And, like, no, they're literally just, they're a tool. Like, you're already popping. It's like a little springboard. Yeah. It's a name to attach you. They'll mount you a little higher if you make the right deal, or they can hold you back.
And that, he was saying something, Russ said something like that in the Genius interview when they were talking about Kobe. I think I brought up last podcast, where it was basically like some people only see themselves like getting to the NBA. They don't think about like their end all be all. They always been dreaming I'm gonna get to the league. Then once they get there, it's like, I've been grinding for this my whole year. Like, now what's next? If you have that mentality of I'm gonna be a GOAT or I'm gonna win championships, then once you get to the league, that matters, but that's just the slight victories to your ultimate goal. Yeah. So that's the same thing with music.
Yeah, that's
It's
life.
it's the little milestones that you gotta always dream bigger. Because even if you don't reach, what they say, shoot for the stars, you get the moon, something like that. So even if you don't reach your ultimate goal, the one that's lesser of it, it's not too bad either.
For a fact, that's with life in general. Because it's like, I know I used to make the mistake of thinking. A lot of people do it with college, like, oh, once I graduate, I'm about to do this, They get that job, and then they be like, yo, this is it? Like, what the fuck? Now you back ass trying to figure it out again.
Crazy.
People do that all the time. You think you get the car, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna be on now. Then it's nothing.
Life
nothing
after college is no joke, man.
Yeah, dog. So it's like,
especially that first year.
First couple, honestly.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole lot more shit to figure out.
Yeah, I say the first year is more of a mental thing though, because like you got the degree and you're expecting to come out like, alright, I got the degree, I did all this work, now where the job at? Yeah, I'm making $50,000. You know what I mean? That I've been studying.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I need this paper in order to get here, so this job should be here for me.
Yeah. I honestly say that was one of my biggest blessings, yo, because like when I dropped out, I was like, fuck this, like, let me figure out what I'm about to do. So got a job, and I figured doing a bunch of jobs that I hated. I was working nights, working 3 jobs at the same time. I was teaching, working for a moving company, working at a department store. I'm like, yo, like, is this what I'm about to do? Like, I was like, nah, bro. Like, and I've had salary jobs where it was like, okay, I'm making $50K a year, full benefits and everything. but is this really what I'm?
Is this
what am I about to spend the next 30 years here?
Jeez.
I'm like, I was like, nah.
Yeah, that comes to not being content and really knowing what your dreams and goals already are, though.
Yeah.
Or knowing that this isn't it. Because some people, they get that and they like, well, shit, I got benefits, $50,000 a year, I'm only taking care of myself right now. I can live a solid life, but it's like, I want to live more than a solid life.
Right.
Yeah.
And some people have to figure that out on their own. Some people have to go through the college thing and then not know where to go after just to find out what they want to do. Some people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One thing I said, like, I didn't realize how many resources I had when I was in college. Like, my first couple years, like, I had no idea. When I dropped out and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do stuff myself, I'm like, fuck. And then I took, 3-4 years off, went back to college, I'm like, oh, y'all got this for me?
Bro, I wish I'd have knew all that when I was in
that's
because college, I say now, is really networking, bro.
for real, bro.
That's what it is,
all who you know, that person, it's really not even what you learn in the class. You're gonna learn something from one of these dudes that's walking around like you cool with, who's from LA, who's from Nevada or some weird spot, but they got a little trick.
Like,
like,
go to school too.
yeah, it's like they got a little trick on how they do
I
shit.
probably met like one girl that was from LA in Fredonia.
Yeah.
I think she like listened to her or some shit.
Yo, but
it depends on the demographic.
Yeah,
for sure.
because Fredonia, you just getting mad city people.
they be having everybody got. I always feel like everybody got
they
a
do.
gym.
A lot of them, everybody knows somebody. 6 degrees of separation.
It was
Never know who or when.
Yeah, bro, because I be trying to learn, like, yo, how do you get that? Oh, yeah, I be going to this website, boom, boom, boom. It's something you've been looking for a year. Like, there was one dude, one of my homies, he had mad stickers, like different designs. And I'm like, yo, where are you getting all these stickers? These stickers fire, blah, blah, blah. So I designed them, submit the video, the image, and get 200 for like $50. I'm like, send me that website right now. Like, you know how long I've been looking for something like this, bro? I'm like, what? Random dude walking. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you just gotta tap in and just like and listen and be open to other people, and just like everybody has something to offer. It's just about, you know what I mean, being there to receive it.
And I think you taking those years off, like you were completely removed from school to where you was just working these regular jobs. With me, I was working like trash jobs, but it was over the summer, so it was like, all right, I'm only working this for like 2 months, and then I'm gonna get back to school, I'm gonna hoop, and then I'm gonna be living the normal life I was living. So I know I'm not gonna be here. I know I'm not gonna be working at Walmart because I'm only here for a couple months to get money going back into school.
Right.
So I think you having those couple years off to where like, nah, this is literally my life. Like day in and day out, this is what I'm doing. This is not what I want to do. So let me figure out what it is I do want to do. So when I go back to school, I already got a plan set forward.
Yeah, I could count on 2 hands how many jobs I worked and hated with a passion. Like, I hated these jobs.
I say every job I had except like 2. One was the internship, so really 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah, pretty much every job I've had up until now. To be honest.
I say about 3.
Yeah, I had so many damn jobs, bro. That's what I needed. That's what I needed to figure out what I like. I was like, I'm doing all these things I don't like for a bunch of people. I could be spending all this time and energy doing something that I do like for me.
That's what it comes down to. You just gotta figure out what you like and try to figure out a way to make money off of doing what you like.
Yeah,
in some way.
That's why when you're young, you gotta experience stuff. It's really better to have it figured out. The sooner the better when you're younger, because then like people are more open and welcome to helping a young person on their grind than if you like 30, if you're a 35 black male and you like trying to chase your dreams.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say though is like never be surprised on how much somebody want to help you, bro. Like, cause there's people out here, people know how hard it can be in the world type shit. So there's so many people who want to help good people. Like, if they see you bust, like not somebody who asking for shit. Like, no, I'm busting my ass to do what I want to do, and they see you busting your ass. Like, they want to help you because they want to be able to do that too. Everybody wants to achieve their dreams, and they want to see. You can show them how it's done by literally just putting your head down and busting your ass. Like, somebody got $1 million, you're not going up to them asking them, yo, can I get $1 million? It's no, yo, can you show me how I can get $1 million?
Yeah, facts.
and they gonna be like, you don't want no money from me?
Yeah, you don't want me to just hand it to you? You want to
like,
get it on your own?
Nah, bro. No, teach me how you did that. I'm here ready to learn how to do that. They will help you so quick, bro. They be feeding that, like, bro. The vice president of Fredonia, bro, multi-millionaire, bro. He
Hold on, who, the black dude?
Yeah.
The bald-headed dude?
Multi-million, bro. He has an open door policy in his office. He's like, yo, I have an open door. Anybody who want to come and talk to me, any student, I give them 30 minutes, no matter what. I chopped it up with him a couple times. Yeah, bro. I be telling people all the time. I go in there, I check in with him at least 3-4 times a semester.
But I think he was on his way. He was on his way in when I was leaving. So I think my last year there was his first year.
I guarantee if you called up and with his secretary like, hey, I'm an alumni, I would like to schedule a meeting, he'll do it. Because he want to help people. He wants to help so bad.
Because I talked to him at, like, when I would go to Fredonia games in Buffalo now.
Yeah.
You know, on some alumni shit.
Yeah.
He'd be there.
Yeah, I'll hook you up once.
So what else y'all want to touch on? Anything else before we close out episode 11?
Back on that college thing, like, I know for me, I was one of those people that had to figure it out after school, because I think a lot of times people get caught up into that. Everyone, your parents is telling you, oh, go to school, you gotta, you know what I mean? And so you're like, all right, get a degree in this, you don't even really know why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like I said, for some people, life happens after school. Because then when you can't get a job after you've been promised all these jobs with that degree, then you really got to sit back and be like, yo, what the fuck do I really want to do? And what do I want to spend my time on?
Yeah. Nah, I definitely agree, for sure. You know, just do what you feel is right for you. I mean, don't second guess your intuition. That's something that I'm very big on. Right. So if you are very, you know, stronghold on going to school and you know you want to get a college degree, then that's what you know. That's what you got to do.
Yeah,
just
if
you're on the fence about
that you're the one that wants to do it. Though.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Don't do it just because like you feel pressured to do it, just because it's the right thing to do, quote unquote. That's the thing to do within status and like the public eye. Oh, you got a degree. Oh, it just looks good type thing. But it doesn't never necessarily mean that your character is good, or that your mental is good, or that you know. I don't know. I feel like that there's so much other things that you have to take in and take more serious to, you know, think about more. And you know, if you're not with it, then do your own thing. Figure it out.
Perfect example. I remember when I was working at a bank, and one of the higher ups at the bank, an older black dude, he was asking me, oh, what you do on the side? What do you do outside of work? And I was just telling him, oh, you know, I'm learning how to make beats and stuff like that. And he was like, man, you know, when I was in school, that's what I really wanted to do. Like, that was when Run DMC and all of them were coming out. He was just going on and on about how he wanted to do that. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, I'm not about to be that. I'm not about to be one of those people that tell stories about what shit I wish I would have done.
Right. Because my thing is, I'd rather just chase after and try it, and if I fail, I fail.
Right.
If I fail, I'm going to learn from it, and then I can use those experiences to whatever my next endeavor is.
Right.
Chase that, and I'm sure that experiences from whatever I failed from help me even more on that. So,
just like what Kobe said when he
retired.
retired.
You don't have no regrets.
Exactly.
Just like what Kobe said when he retired. He put everything on the court, so he was cool with it. He was fine with leaving the game.
Right.
He knew he gave 110% into what he was doing, and whatever happened, happened.
Exactly.
I'll definitely say, like, just tying it back in with the music. Like, y'all talked about like people choosing to go to college and like making sure. And it's like when you're an artist, you gotta make sure that you have enough time to block out all those outside voices. What do they want to hear? What do they want to hear in the club? Like, does it sound like Lil Yachty? Does it sound like Lil Uzi? Like, no, like create what you want to create for you, and then share it with the world, and like continue. And that's what it's scary. It's a scary thing, but it's like that's that real, authentic, amazing. That's how you get amazing artists like Russ, Brent Faiyaz, and that very thing, and just be you and don't be afraid of that shit. Like, take that risk. And
True to self. Word to Bryson.
yo, what events is like? Y'all heard about the Kendrick album supposed to sound like a rock album?
Yeah, I thought we talked about that.
Yo, but I was at the house chilling, right? So I was listening to Pop Smoke, and I heard like I was listening to
Can I say Pop and forget the
Can I
smoke?
say Pop and I say the smoke?
And I'm listening to Dior, and you know how they do like
Dior.
and like he got the same like same beats. Yo, I was thinking like imagine like a guitar, like on some like a real rock guitar, like playing that part like Pop Smoke Dior. That shit would be hard.
Oh,
like,
you saying that's what you want Kendrick to sound like?
I'm just saying like imagine Pop Smoke with a live guitar at his concert. Or doing the fucking bass. And that shit would be crazy.
You gonna say Pop and I say
I've never heard a live guitar at a concert.
Like,
So I would have to.
Yeah.
that shit would be hard. Niggas will go crazy.
I can't really imagine.
But now imagine a whole entire album of some ill like guitar shit.
I can't imagine, so I just have to hear it.
But bro, his beats on this album is fire. That shit go hard.
Bro, and the thing is, all of his songs really sound the same, but they all are hard, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
And what song? I think it was Element. We gonna close out on this. I think it was Element. I was telling Dion, like, he describes his music perfectly just in that. In one bar, I think he said, I'm a gangster, I'm a shooter, but I just love to party and I love girls. That describes his music, bro. Literally.
Yeah.
Should we close out on that Pop Smoke note, man? What's the last thing you want to say, Dion? You cannot say Pop and forget the...
You gonna say Pop and I say the smoke.
Episode 11, we out.
Peace.
She watching me like a nigga is cable. I'll be on no